Relationships are tricky, especially when love turns to hate.
He doesn't seem your type.
Infidelity drives a mom to murder.
This case had it all: sex, lies, money, and the American dream.
A troubled marriage ends with a bang.
Jackie was gonna get what she wanted. If that included murder, so be it.
And to keep her secrets, a desperate woman does the unthinkable.
I can't understand how somebody can behave in such an evil way.
These deadly women turn on their nearest and dearest. It's a case of fatal love. In the summer of 1964, Southern California is a land of endless opportunity.
Enough.
34-year-old Lucille Miller is aiming high. A dentist husband, healthy kids, and a nice house.
Lucille had dreams of having it all: the country club lifestyle, affluence, all of it.
My mom was an ambitious woman, and I think moving up was important to her.
Eat and scoot.
My mother had a lot more ambition to pursue that sort of social world than my dad did.
Why didn't you stop them?
Stop what?
Cork Miller provides a good income, but there's something missing.
Well, if you could please at least get ready.
I am.
No, you're not. The Haytons are coming.
She wanted more, and I think he was giving all he could give.
Lucille makes sure to mix in the right circles. The Millers' best friends are A-listers.
My favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Arthwell and Elaine Hayton.
Arthwell Hayton was a very prominent attorney.
You look beautiful in this light, darling.
Arthwell has a gift for the good life.
He was suave and handsome and going places.
Perhaps something to wash it down with.
Oh, Arthwell.
Of course. Cork, could you?
Arthwell was everything Cork wasn't. He was much more to her liking than her own husband.
He doesn't seem your type.
It's not long before wandering eyes become wandering bodies.
They started seeing each other on the side.
You're so beautiful.
He offered her a lot that she was looking for in a man. She was intrigued by the social position that Arthwell could have offered her.
I'm worth it.
For her, it was a possible new, brighter, and richer future.
But upward mobility isn't exactly Arthwell's motivation.
When are you going to leave Elaine?
The liaisons are more a hobby for him.
I want to see you, but I'm not leaving my wife.
A sideline to his already perfect life.
Hey, I'm worth it.
For a while, it's enough to keep Lucille on the hook and Arthwell a regular visitor.
Hey guys, you're pretty good.
He's warm and gracious and, "Hi, Ronnie," and, "Is your mom home?" But I didn't understand what an affair was at that time in my life.
How would you like to see a movie?
But then I knew he wasn't supposed to be there.
Alone at last.
Well, not really. You're still with Elaine.
Yup. And I always will be, so take it or leave it.
Despite Arthwell's resistance, Lucille seems convinced that one day she'll have him for herself, along with the status and excitement he'll bring.
She saw him as the way out, and she wasn't going to let that go.
Then a very interesting thing happened for Lucille.
On April 24th, 1964, Elaine Hayton, the woman standing in the way of Lucille's happiness,
What's up?
is suddenly out of the picture.
Elaine's daughter discovered her in the morning.
Now, Elaine had had a number of chronic illnesses. They found her body on a pillow.
They thought it was an allergic reaction to something.
Lucille has been dreaming of a new life with Elaine's husband, Arthwell. Now the dice has rolled her way.
Lucille thought, okay, Elaine's gone. Arthwell and I can be together forever, happily ever after.
But life's never that simple.
I only came here to tell you we're over.
You can't be serious.
Deadly.
In fact, Arthwell wanted even less to do with her.
In Southern California in the swinging 60s, things aren't going as planned for Lucille Miller. The sudden death of her lover's wife doesn't drive Arthwell Hayton into Lucille's arms. It drives him away.
Really? Well, how about I just go to that pastor of yours and tell him a few things that I know about you?
Try it. And I'll go to the sheriff, and I'll tell him some things about you.
Your reputation will be ruined.
You'll wish you'd never heard of Arthwell Hayton.
So she wasn't just losing a lover. It's more of a reaction if you're losing your future.
Lucille's plan B for life was marrying Arthwell. He didn't want anything to do with her. But there was a plan C, and the C stood for Cork.
Arthwell had left her far behind, but Lucille could still dream.
Would you like a hot chocolate?
She knew he had a double indemnification policy, and if he died in an accident, she got $140,000.
If her lover can't deliver a better life, some cold, hard cash might.
Most middle-class people with life insurance policies are worth more dead than they are alive. That doesn't make it okay to murder them.
We don't have enough milk for tomorrow morning. Would you come to the store with me?
Sure.
I'll drive.
Knocked out by barbiturates, Cork is powerless.
Lucille bought several cartons of milk and then drove them towards home.
She was on a dark, lonely, out-of-the-way country road.
It's just orange groves and little tiny streets.
At 12:35 a.m. on October 8th, 1964, Lucille goes to work.
Lucille's method of murder was rather strange.
According to Lucille, what happened that night is that her tire blew out.
She'd been watching a little bit too much television. The day before the murder, Lucille bought a can of gasoline and left it in the car.
She took that can of gasoline and tossed it all over the back seat. She just lit a match and threw it into the gasoline and stepped back.
This thing is out of control, which in her words was just instant.
Lucille watched her husband, the father of her 3 children, burn to death. While he was alive.
Who does that?
Please, help me. My car is on fire.
I'll call the sheriff.
Please hurry.
Can I call anyone else?
Please call Harold. He's my attorney.
It's highly unusual for a lawyer to be at a death scene with someone that hasn't even been accused. That was the same as painting red concentric circles right on her forehead.
Lucille's amateur accident convinces no one, and evidence at the scene points directly to her guilt.
You have the right to remain silent.
She admits nothing.
Cork had carbon monoxide in his lungs, so clearly he was alive when the fire started. Secondly, he had a system full of sedatives that were enough to put him in a near coma or actual coma.
You have to believe me. The tire blew. I lost control.
Protesting her innocence, Lucille is arrested. And thoughts turn to another strange incident 6 months before.
If my mother did kill my father, my guess is that she also is guilty of killing Elaine.
You sounded upset. What's up?
My mother was the last person to see her alive.
It's Arthwell. There's a rumor that he's cheating on you.
No, I know my husband.
And she started telling Elaine why she needed to divorce her husband.
You should leave him.
Stop. I don't want to hear another word.
They found massive quantities of barbiturates in her body.
The same barbiturates Lucille uses to sedate Cork.
Come on. Let's get you to bed.
Seems pretty obvious that Lucille struck twice.
Lucille Miller is sentenced to life in prison for her husband's murder. So police don't pursue the Elaine Hayton case. But with good behavior, Lucille serves only 7 years.
What a travesty of justice. I'm surprised that someone didn't come back and charge her with Elaine's death.
There's always this little part of me that wants to hang on to her being innocent. Partly because I liked her, but if I try to be objective about it, It seems to me that she was guilty.
Lucille Miller dies, age 56.
Lucille had reached too high for the American dream. She was the mastermind of this whole thing, if you want to call that being a mastermind. But he didn't suspect a thing.
In 1998, in the small town of Liberal, Kansas, Roger and Jackie Spaulding have an interesting arrangement.
You there, hon? Jackie!
I'm here.
Jackie and Roger had a slightly unusual marriage. It was strictly companionship. It was not intimate or loving.
I wasn't expecting to see you today.
It's too wet working on the road.
She had prostate surgery early on in the 70s. So their relationship, their marriage for 30 years, it did not have a sexual component.
Still think this is a good idea?
No, don't start. Just needs a fix-up. I got plans. Thanks to you.
What Roger can't give in the bedroom, he delivers in generosity.
Roger bought Jackie a motel so that she would have something to do, so that she could earn her own money and make her own living.
But after 8 years, the Shady Inn is living up to its name, with dubious clients and a dreadful bottom line.
Back so soon?
What can I say? I'm good.
Cash out front.
Hang on.
We have prostitution. We have drug use. So this is anything but a place people would want to stay in.
And out by 4.
Easy.
They called it Motel Hell. You know, you've got 6 or 7 people there living there. They all have felony convictions.
But profits aren't always Jackie's priority.
Boy, is she having a party at that hotel. And they can just do whatever they want, in any room they want, whenever they want.
The Shady Inn proves a perfect opportunity for Jackie to explore her sexuality. She's having a long-term affair with a younger man. Roger thinks he's invested in a motel, not a brothel. But there's an even bigger surprise on the way.
He walks into a room. What are they doing? They're getting it on. Is this why this hotel is falling apart? Because your life is falling apart, Jackie? Hell yeah, it is.
Having fun? Get out, you lowlife!
Even though Roger and Jackie did not have an intimate relationship, he did expect her to be loyal. He supported her financially.
How could you?
What do you expect? You ain't a man.
Feeling betrayed, Roger takes drastic action, threatening to cut off his investment.
Fine. Pay your own bills.
Jackie knows that this is not gonna go her way. She's gonna be the big loser in all of this.
She would lose the motel, she would lose his money, everything. Jackie saw her future going down the tubes.
But when Roger starts talking to his attorney about a divorce, things don't look so clear-cut.
You gotta be kidding.
She's entitled to half of everything.
She's never contributed a cent.
And Roger will have to carry her debts, which have been accumulating at the Shady Inn.
There's liens on the place, she owes money to everybody, and there's 2 civil lawsuits going on.
She's cost me a fortune. What am I gonna do?
Well, my advice is you don't divorce her. You just leave. You don't tell her where you're going.
Right. I can do that.
He wasn't going to divide anything with Jackie. There wasn't going to be a divorce.
A catch-me-if-you-can strategy appeals to Roger.
I'm out of here.
Fine. You want a divorce?
Nope. I'm just moving on. With my money.
He was just going to leave, and then Jackie would be stuck there with the motel, and Jackie would have all the financial obligations and not be able to make it.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You can't!
Just watch me.
He made one little mistake, though. He told everyone. If you're planning on leaving someone who is in desperate straits, don't tell them.
With Jackie at the motel most nights, Roger is home alone in his trailer. But as he makes plans to go on the road, there's a development.
All of a sudden, at the mobile home where Roger lives, there's a fire. And it becomes a blaze.
So you've got this fire at 4 o'clock in the morning. Roger's the only one in the house.
That should have been enough for him to go to the nearest airport and get out of town, but it wasn't.
Roger Spaulding has had a narrow escape when his trailer home burns down. But it just makes him more determined to leave town, his wife, and her debts.
Roger decides, you know, this land is cursed. You know what I'm doing? I'm taking the insurance payouts, I'm buying an RV, and I'm taking off into the sunset to get away from this place and to get away from Jackie. That's what I'm doing.
Hi, I'm inquiring about the RV. Any chance of a test drive? Okay.
Roger was a little naive and kind of clueless as to the bitterness and the hate that was out there. I don't think he had any idea at all.
His wife, Jackie, just burned down his home. Now she's looking for a hitman.
I'll give you $5,000.
You serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Jackie would ask pretty much anyone that checked into the motel if they would be a hitman, then she'd laugh it off. But she wasn't making a joke.
Yeah, sure, lady.
She sees her husband driving away with all her money. That's what she sees.
I need to get him alone, so we'll need to get him in the shed.
Well, you know what?
$5,000?
Jackie can't have this. She's got to act, and she's got to act fast.
Deal.
On June 14th, 2004, Jackie arrives at her estranged husband's property.
Roger, can you come here for a minute?
And they're out on a stretch of land in the middle of nowhere, really.
What are we coming in here for?
But Roger wasn't going to go down easy.
Honey, what is this? What are you doing? What are you doing? Let me go!
In the face! Shoot him in the face!
He was shot twice in the back of the head from about 3 to 4 feet away.
They don't know who actually shot Roger in the head. What they knew for a fact was that Roger was dead by someone else's hand, and that's exactly how Jackie wanted it.
It was meant to be a suicide.
That definitely cannot be a suicide. You know, 1 bullet is a suicide. 2 bullets is murder.
Get him out of here.
There's no way Roger could have killed himself.
Go! Go!
Oh my God, what do we do now? We screwed this whole thing up.
They're just not master criminals.
Roger's bosses raise the alarm. Police are soon puzzled by evidence at the crime scene.
Roger still had his credit cards. Roger still had money. It had to be more personal because it wasn't a robbery.
Which puts Jackie directly in the frame.
We checked out your alibi. You don't have one.
Jackie confessed her role in the entire thing.
I think it's time you started talking.
I did say that I wanted something bad to happen to Roger. It was meant to look like a suicide.
She also recommended that she be put under house arrest for a few years. Jackie didn't understand how the justice system works.
I need you to write it down for me.
In 2005, Jackie Spaulding is convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
She threw out different names and different ideas, but she would never give up who pulled the trigger.
She's sentenced to life with an additional 5 years. No chance of parole.
In the end, Jackie was the only one charged with the murder.
They saw right through Jackie. They saw the cold heart that she has, and they sentenced her to life plus 5 years. Exactly what she deserved.
Jackie Spaulding wanted to have her cake and eat it too. She didn't love her husband, but she needed him. Or rather, his money.
I think if there was an apocalypse and 99% of the people on Earth were wiped out, Jackie would be the 1% that we left standing. She is a tough, tough, tough lady.
She made a mistake. And she was terrified to tell him. Things aren't gonna end well.
In Lincolnshire County, England, in 2010, 45-year-old David Twigg and his girlfriend, 42-year-old Julie Dixon, are living the good life, pursuing what they love.
How do you make so much mess?
It takes talents.
Very funny.
David was a skilled joiner specializing in doors and windows and things like that.
The craftsman and the manager are a perfect fit.
Everything to do with money, phone calls, contact with the public, bills and invoices was all run by Julie.
He was the talent, she was the accountant. That was their arrangement.
David uses his business to indulge his passion for motorsports.
Hello?
He sponsors a racing team.
Hi, mate. How are things?
That's brilliant. Yeah, I'm in. I'm sure. Okay, I'll see you soon. Amazing.
What is it?
The team's racing in America. And we're going.
Oh.
What? What's up?
No, fantastic, yeah.
There's something Julie isn't telling David.
As good as David was at building cabinetry and custom staircases, Julie was that bad at paying the bills.
They're spending more than they earned, and debts are piling up. But Julie can't bring herself to come clean.
She was avoiding paying bills and doing everything in her power to not tell David what was happening.
She even reroutes their mail, so David can't happen upon incriminating correspondence.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Something for me?
I do.
All those letters that were coming asking for money, talking about potential court cases, and the severity of the debt weren't being seen by David Twigg.
Julie ignores the bills for as long as she can. Then the summons start to arrive. But she has that covered too.
Hello. I'm calling in regards to a summons my husband has received.
David was going to be declared bankrupt, and he was given a court date.
I'm sorry. David is gravely ill. It's not possible for him to attend.
She was able to make excuses and actually tell blatant lies to try and cover up her tracks.
But Julie's self-deception finally runs out of power. Bailiffs are heading for their doorstep, and their idyllic life will be over.
I think there's a good possibility when Julie was a little girl, she was severely punished when she made a mistake. And she didn't want that to happen again.
Late 2010 in Lincolnshire, England. Julie Dixon and David Twigg return from a motor racing trip to the U.S.
That's it,
They're spending money they don't have, but only Julie knows it.
They spent a great deal of money, and Julie never tried to stop it. She remained silent.
David is blissfully unaware his world is about to come crashing down.
Again. You had a nice time there?
Not really. Too noisy for me.
Apart from the races.
She started to tell friends that she was very unhappy with the relationship she had with David.
We're drifting apart.
I had no idea.
Neither does he.
David is a bad debt being called in. He's been summoned to appear in bankruptcy court.
He didn't show up because he had no idea that this had happened. He had no conception of what was going on with the financial end of his business.
Why are you so glum?
Nothing, just leave me be.
She allowed it to get worse and worse, and the bigger the lies, the less she wanted to admit what she'd done to David.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
She was starting to work out a much more sinister solution to her problems.
She searched how to kill someone and not get caught.
Things like, how do you kill someone in a way that doesn't show up on a post-mortem?
Rather than sit down with them, honey, we have to talk, she decides the best solution to this problem is to simply kill him.
By March 2011, time's up.
A warrant was issued for David's arrest because he hadn't showed up at the bankruptcy hearing.
Look, I have tried to explain over and over. He is seriously ill. He cannot get to court.
The bailiffs were going to be attending the workshop.
How can you be so cruel? Like, is that it then?
That's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Right.
Julie thought that murder was better than bankruptcy. On March 13th, it was a beautiful, idyllic spring day.
Both David and Julie were in the garden.
Which they often did on a Sunday.
Thanks.
David was putting up a fence on the property and had no idea whatsoever what Julie was planning.
Julie is determined to kill David. She just can't decide how. Her poison research proved unsatisfactory, but she has other options.
David was putting his garden tools away in a storeroom.
She quickly slammed the door shut, turned the key in the lock, and left him inside.
Very funny. Julie! Julie!
She began pouring petrol on the floor of the workshop.
Open the door! Julie!
His concern turned to panic when he began to smell gasoline and saw it seeping under the door.
Julie! Open the door!
A realization must have dawned on him that the person he loved was actually killing him.
Open the door!
David built that door. He knew there was no getting out.
Julie! I'm begging you, open the door!
She then lit a match and threw it into the petrol and calmly walked out of the building.
What are you doing to me? Julie! Please!
And left him there to die. I can't understand, in my many years of policing, how somebody can behave in such, I can only describe it as an evil way.
David's cause of death was smoke inhalation.
In the process of starting the fire, Julie catches some heat and gets singed from it. But that didn't hurt her, it helped her.
We need help! Somebody attacked us and set fire to the place.
It was at that point that Julie made up the story of two masked men.
What? No, my partner, he's still inside.
Outwardly, she gave the appearance of someone that had been the victim of the most awful attack.
To the world, it's a tragedy, made sadder by the public pleas of a woman in mourning.
Julie played the grieving partner to the hilt, especially when the cameras were on.
Can you tell us what happened that day?
It was all so quick. Suddenly, these two men wearing masks attacked us. They locked David in the storeroom. They poured petrol everywhere, and then they lit it. I lost my best friend. Lost the love of my life, my soulmate.
For 3 months, she has the entire nation fooled, including the police.
She was there all the time, hiding in plain sight, and actually completely misled us throughout the first few months of the investigation.
Julie didn't have the bandwidth to pay the bills on time, let alone pull off a murder.
David's long trail of bad debts start to reveal themselves, along with Julie's deceit.
We'd been given a complete pack of lies.
Then the evidence catching her red-handed.
Just the petrol then, love.
Just the fuel today.
£10.80.
The CCTV footage, which clearly showed Julie Dixon purchasing a quantity of petrol, which she put in the portable petrol containers.
Come on, Julie.
She is arrested and charged with David's murder.
I would describe Julie Dixon as cold, calculating, and I would probably go as far as to use the word evil.
In 2011, Julie Dixon is convicted of murder and sentenced to life with a non-parole period of 23 years.
Julie was the architect of her own demise. She cared more about disclosure than she cared about the life of the man that had provided her with everything she had.
These deadly women turned on the men who cared and supported them. Lucille Miller sacrificed her husband for an affair. Jackie Spaulding refused to lose her meal ticket. And Julie Dixon arranged a fiery end for her devoted lover. All three callously took lives. Theirs was fatal love.